All right, friends, we're going to get started. I know we are all sort of like moving our cats and dogs around and everything. But if you're looking for the 7:30 Vinyasa class, posers class, you're in the right place. Just want to make sure that I see you all still, that you're all here. Okay, golden. So I have set the screen up in such a way that I can't super see you, but I'll check in on you from time to time. Um, I'll come over to the screen and poke my head in. My name's Alyssa. If we haven't met, welcome. This is my partner, Tony, who is, of course, um, lives in this house. So he's going to be doing yoga with us basically during this time. And I also have a couple dogs here who may come in and out, Albert and Oakland, and we'll do our best to sort of move around them. But instead of pretending like I'm in sort of some sort of posh, like well-lit studio somewhere, I just feel like I'm going to be real about the fact that this is my house. So welcome to my home. And today I got in the mail this beautiful Britney Spears God mic that I'm going to try to use. Hopefully it has a little bit of sound quality, but um, I hope you can hear me in general. That's the idea. Hey, Nicole, welcome. Um, and I think that we'll get started. Know that I mentioned earlier some tech issues. I record these classes and post them to YouTube. My intention is to make them accessible to people who might not be able to join us live for one reason or another, maybe who are still working or for whom they're just trying to like make their new routines work. So know that I generally do my best to keep all of your faces, etc., out of it. But if you don't want to be seen, just make sure that your video is off before you know, speak up or unmute yourself, etc., and so on. Once we get started, it's really helpful if you can check and just make sure that you are actually muted. Otherwise, the one person who isn't muted, we hear like their neighbor doing their laundry or their dishes. It's just like a cool, like sound is so dope, but you know, it's just a reality of recordings. So you can monitor that. It's always really helpful. Today, from a physical perspective, I thought we were working to shoulders and hips simply because these are the places where we change a lot, where we process transition and transformation. It's where we move from. And of course, whenever we're moving the spine, the shoulders, and the hips are sort of the next two junctures of action. So at this time, when things may have shifted a lot for you in one way or another, we're going to work into those areas. And I thought I would just offer, you're always welcome, of course, to do the practice how you'd like, to add or omit any sort of intention or seeding with a certain concept. Some of us work in different ways. Let yourself be in process, so it doesn't have to be this one way. And I'll just offer that I think that there's a lot of heaviness actually going on in the world, and there's also a lot of pressure on many of us to keep it all together, as it were, to sort of hold everything up for all of those around us who need it. And it's so courageous, actually, and so needed that it's very much appreciated, our ability to sort of be afraid or be concerned or be uneasy. And that word uneasiness keeps coming up, but I think it might be a more effective word to say grief. I don't know. I've noticed a lot of people in denial, which makes a lot of sense to me because we're grieving the situation that we're in. And along with grief, like any transformation, there's also a bunch of hope and creation and connection to be involved, a bunch of new space being cleared out. But let yourself feel how you actually feel. That's always the offering of the practice, to allow yourself to do what you really need to do for yourself. And you might consider yourself as a microcosm for all things. And so the work you do to self-heal, the work you do to question systems that don't work for you, the work you do to radicalize and revolutionize, to remake and rebuild on an individual level in your body and yourself are actually expansive, right? That's how the larger revolution begins. So if at any point anything's not for you, feel free to change it. I'll suggest that books make like a really great, I love that this is the first book that I'm going to pull off the shelf, but books make like a really great block stand in if you need one. And you can also stack some up. You can also utilize home props if you have them, use blankets to pad knees, etc., and so on. Get creative. And that's all that I'd like to say. Let's get started. I'm sitting up on something. You can sit any way you'd like or even lie down. We like to begin this practice by uniting with 3 rounds of the seed sound of Om. I offer Om as a secular chant, acknowledging the interconnection between all things. If for any reason Oming or chanting isn't for you, please feel free to sit in presence instead and bear witness. Otherwise, close the eyes or let your gaze fall down towards the earth. Rest your hands in relative neutral. Or if there's a gesture, a mudra of import for you, feel free to take it. And take a moment just to notice how things are in your body. Where are you holding tension? Are you managing yourself in any certain direction? Allow yourself to sit up relatively tall without fighting or over managing towards one idea or another of posture. To clear and prepare the energetic channel of the body, take an inhale in through your nose and open mouth exhale each a. Inhale, prepare for Om. 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 And take a long inhale in through your nose and a slow exhale out. I offer that we begin in child's pose today, Balasana. You're welcome to bring your feet tops to the earth. Toes can be close. You're welcome to have your knees out wide or together, any point in between. A lot of you have context, you know the pose and the version of it you're going to do, but you're always welcome to stack a block or hands under your head to support your neck if your head is hanging. You could take your arms out long, the palms down, the elbows dropping down to relax the shoulders. Some people will take the hands back beside the hips with the palms facing up. And if you find you get into this shape and your wisdom about your body and your experience tells you you need to be elsewhere, feel free to be in a different shape. You can lie on your side or your back or your belly. You're always welcome to that truth. If it's unsustainable, if it's not kind, then maybe it's not for the practice today. Always the offerings are just to a degree general so that you can make them specific for you. And as you allow yourself to arrive in child's pose, you might close the eyes or look down at a spot on the earth in front of you or below you. And truly, if you lie on your back or your side, same idea. Start to practice pratyahara, revolving your senses towards the internal point of view. Begin to notice the sights and sounds, the smells and tastes, the temperatures and textures. Notice what you're taking in with your sense organs, which have developed over a millennia for this purpose, to take in fluctuating energy and make it into information that will help us survive. And so often these senses are quite acute and they're used to looking for what is a big deal. Allow yourself to notice what is also subtle and sensitive, small. And begin to pay attention also to the felt sense of your body, your proprioception, your sort of squish sense where you are in space, your positioning. You might also start to notice where you feel compressed or extended, where you feel active or easy, where you feel old aches and new pains, where the stories are held up in your body. You can also notice the energetic point of view, the mood and quality, the attitude, why you are where you are right now, and how things are from that sort of more emotional quality sense. And any time that you turn towards the truth of what is, it's very much an act of courage. So go kindly. You don't have to sort of force or push yourself into seeing every truth. And just start to allow yourself to turn towards what is as you can. Begin to pay attention in the same way to your thinking mind. What are you thinking and how are you thinking it? What is the pattern of your thoughts? What is the object of your thoughts? And sometimes it's random, sometimes it's obsessive, repeating the same thing again and again. Waves of thought coming up like dreams, different narratives and patterns, dealing with time, pitching into the future, leaning into the past. And all of this is just to be observed, to be noticed. When you discern good action for you, it feels wise and true, then take it. And until then, allow it to be observational, not necessarily seeking a goal, process-based. so that you can practice being with the you that you are right now. And I just want to take a moment, though we're not in space together, just to talk about consent, right? Even from this distance, you have consent inside of your own agency and sovereignty. You get to decide. So no matter what I'm saying or suggesting, remember that you have consent and permission and power to change it and alter it, to make it yours and make it work for you and make it your process at any time. Make sure you practice good self-consent, that you're not asking your body to do or hold things unduly, and that you can notice what you put on your body and yourself in these practices. And let's begin to find Ujjayi breath, the upward liberating quality of breathing, the psychic breath. Exhale the air you have in your lungs and perhaps get a little extra empty, press the air out and away. At the bottom, begin to draw air in through your nose. Fill your belly with breath and then your front ribs, maybe all the way up into your collarbones, and hold it softly where it's mostly full. And open your mouth to exhale, HA. Inhale, please, in again through your nose, slow. Fill your lower back and kidneys, your middle back and back rib cage, maybe all the way up behind the heart, and hold softly there. When you're ready, open mouth, exhale, HA. Ujjayi breath with lips sealed, drag the air slowly in through your nose and fill your body three-dimensionally from front to back and left to right, from top to bottom. Once again, hold it softly at mostly full. And with your lips sealed, sigh out through your nose, that same HA sound, but through your nostrils, exhaling through the nose to get empty. And this is Ujjayi, breathing in again through your nose, snoring and spreading. Breathing out through your nose, emptying and sighing. And I encourage you to take the longest and slowest breaths you can take without fighting or forcing. And also to seek efficiency, to notice how you can still breathe with ease, even when the breath does need to be managed a little, or when you need a little more of it, you need it to come forward more strongly. And that's really what the breath is, kind of a container for the practice. So let the container be the strength that you need to hold what's going on for you. Exhales, we have more emphasis, more ability to exhale, more control over our accessory breathing muscles. But if you don't know where to begin, focus on letting your exhales feel good and complete. And little by slowly, as you begin to breathe in this way, in and out through your nose, begin to draw yourself upward and forward towards a hands and knees position, towards a tabletop shape. And you can take your time on the way. You might roll your shoulders out. You might wag your hips from side to side or take a leg out long. You're really welcome to any options and alternatives that feel good for you. Come on down. And as you start to warm up and wiggle into action, I suggest stretching the wrists. You can shift from side to side. You can turn your fingers out or back to do these actions, or fold the hands over. You're welcome to sort of work into whatever feels natural and good in your body, flexing and extending into your joints. Sometimes more stillness is really what we need, so it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be particularly performative. I'm just starting to move a bit in a way that feels right for you. Good. And as you press down into your right hand, take your left arm out to the left and up overhead. Reach up, maybe look up as you twist. And on your exhale, thread the needle. You can go underneath and behind, come down to your shoulder, ear, or jaw, and breathe here. Now, sometimes the emphasis is on twisting. You might press your right hand down to roll your rib cage towards your right. Sometimes we let it be more compressive. Drop your rib cage down onto your left arm and shoulder, a little bit softer. You can do any variation you wish with your right hand. Some folks keep it right where it is. Use it a pillow for your head. Take it out long in front like child's pose, or up overhead to thread a needle behind your back or to fly away. Noticing again just what you're paying attention to and what the sort of awareness brings you towards, and how things are, and where your sense of kindness can allow you a sense of power and agency. It doesn't have to be anything, just is how it is. And if you moved your right hand away, draw it back to your mat next to your nose. And inhale, take your left arm back out and up, reaching upward. And exhale to tabletop, 2 hands down. Inhale your right arm out and then up, reaching upward. Exhale to thread the needle underneath and behind. Come down to shoulder, ear, or jaw and breathe. Good. Now again, it might be the same from side to side, but it also could be different. Notice if you're still breathing in that pattern of Ujjayi pranayama. And anytime you can, draw yourself back to this awareness of your breath, which is always happening in the here and now. And if you moved it, return your left hand to the mat near your nose. And inhale your right arm back out and then up, reaching upward. And exhale to tabletop, 2 hands down on the mat. And stack truly your shoulders over your wrists. So think armpit over center of wrist joint, knees under the sockets of the hips, and let your spine be relatively neutral. Sometimes we have a tendency to overmanage the abdominals, and they can come along for the ride if you need them to. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly and ribs, lift your chin and tailbone up. And exhale to cat pose by tucking your tail and your chin, round in, dome your shoulders. Inhale, cow pose, lift your chin and your tail. And follow your exhales into cat. And your own breath and timing continue through these 2 fluctuations. You can always add a little lateral movement or twisting from side to side. And you're welcome to add any front to back stretching as well. It's okay to follow sensation if you feel it. But remember that sensation itself is not necessarily all we're looking for. We're trying to find the awareness of that which has awareness, right? That which is the self, that which is you. Remember that there's no opinion there. The kind of cool thing, if you want to think of it as like a superpower, is that the self, in the context of yoga philosophy, is not afraid. And the self is ready for change. The self has no opinion. The self is all things, right? So it's not no thing, but it's all the things. And the next time you get to an exhale, return to your neutral tabletop shape. And inhale, reach your right arm forward, bring your thumb up, bicep up from your shoulder, and exhale, send your left leg long. Now, you can curl your left toes under and put your leg on the ground, or you can lift your leg up, but try not to overlift, so not quite yet a backward bend. Take another inhale to reach. Now, on your exhale, gather elbow towards knee under your body. And if they touch, push them together as you round your spine. And inhale, reach right arm forward, left leg back, out but not up. And exhale, elbow to knee underneath. Now, if you'd like, this time you might add backward bending. Inhale, reach your right arm out, left leg out, and also up. And then exhale, elbow to knee underneath your body. And then go back to the lateral line. Inhale, straight out long, right arm forward, left leg back. And exhale, elbow to knee underneath. One more time. Inhale, arm and leg out, maybe up this time in the pattern we're going. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl in. Inhale, reach, arm out, leg out. And exhale, your right hand down. Bend your left knee and put it behind your right knee into the outside edge. And then walk your knees forward and towards your left hand a little bit. And slowly walk your hands back. You might sit on a block. You can actually sit on one of your feet, the one that's back there, your right foot, if you wish. And stay folded a little forward. You're going to twist towards the right. So with your left hand or your left elbow outside your knee, start to walk your right arm out to the right and rotate over. We're only going to be here for about 3 breaths. So know if it's awkward, you're pretty much in the same boat as all humans in this kind of posture, breathing. Good. Slowly unwind. Use your hands. Put lots of pressure into them as you lift yourself up and over and back into sort of tabletop business. And just uncross your legs and let your hips dip from side to side a few times. And when you're ready, inhale, take your left arm out long. And exhale, take your right leg back. And again, try not to over perfect it. See if you can let your spine be a little bit neutral. You actually have to use the muscles that are active when your body is in a neutral shape without being managed. That's often where the body is when we're not paying attention. Take another inhale. And exhale, elbow to knee underneath the body, round in, curl your spine. Again, inhale, reach out long. Try not to go up, just straight out. And exhale, elbow to knee underneath. Inhale out and also up, lift the arm, lift the leg if you wish, option to back bend. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath your body. Inhale, reach straight out, arm forward, leg back. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl in. Good, last little round here. Inhale, arm out, leg out, and maybe up, lift the chin and chest. Exhale, round in. Inhale, reach straight out long. And exhale, your left hand down, bend your right knee and bring it behind your left knee. And then walk your knees a little forward and to the right. Walk your hands back and sit your hips down. You can sit in between the heels if you like, or sit on top of one of your heels. It can be a little awkward, but your foot is pretty much what used to be used as a block. Lean forward and bring your right hand or arm outside your left knee. You can take your left arm out and back behind you above or towards the earth, or wrap it around and bind if that's for you. I know some of you are binders. Breathe. Ujjayi pranayama. You might hear the pounding of the rain. That's a good rhythm to remember your breath with. Good, and gently, next couple of exhales, unwind and put a lot of weight in your hands as you start to lift yourself up and over your knees and uncross your legs and return to tabletop. And you can shift a little around side to side. And inhale, cow pose and curl your toes under. And exhale to down dog. Spin your knees and hips up and back. And take some time to move into down dog. You can walk it out, bend opposite knee, plug opposite heel down. You're always welcome to scrunch and hood your shoulders a few times, especially if your low back feels rounded or tight. Bending your knees and lifting your heels, especially as you warm up your hamstrings at the beginning of class, can be a nice way. Over time, know that you might drive your heels down and your tail might still look tucked, your spine might still look rounded. Moving in the direction of extension is really the pertinent idea, not necessarily changing the overall shape or making it different over a lifetime. Plug into your hands, and if you feel a lot of tension, Tony, can I touch you? If you feel a lot of tension in the backs of your shoulders, in this place where like your shoulder blade and your arm meet, sometimes taking your hands wider, turning your hands a little out by turning your biceps out or turning your wrists a little out can be helpful to go around that compression. It doesn't always work out that way, but you can give it a try. Know that sometimes it's just a new thing and it feels awkward and new, so you might give it a couple of tries over time or just spice it in a few times throughout practice. Inhale high up onto your tippy toes, spike your heels up all the way. And exhale, bend your knees by 10 or 15 degrees. Keep your knees bent as you inhale to spin your heart back towards your ankles and your tailbone up high. And exhale, drive your heels down towards the earth. Good. Again, inhale up onto your tippy toes, spike your heels up. Exhale, bend your knees 10, 15 degrees. Inhale, lift your tail up, press your armpits back. And exhale, drive your heels low, keep your tail high. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale into a plank position, upward push up, draw forward. You might have to walk your feet back or hands forward. Take an inhale. Exhale to down dog, spin your tail high and your heels low. Let's build on that. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale out into a plank position. Exhale, bend your knees to hover an inch above the mat. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, bent knee, down dog. Spin your tail up and back. And exhale, drive your heels low for the classic downward facing dog pose. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale out into a plank, upward push-up position. Exhale your knees all the way down onto the mat. Inhale like cow pose, lift your heart up. And exhale, you can lower through chest and chin or lower all the way to the mat. We're coming into cobra pose, bhujangasana. Inhale, lift your heart up. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. And exhale to bring your chin or forehead down. Good. Another one, inhale cobra, peel your heart up, kick your feet down. Exhale to bring your upper body down. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Curl your toes under, plug your knees down, and inhale through hands and knees position. Exhale back to down dog. Spin your tailbone high and your heels low. Good. Take a big free inhale in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Inhale through the nose. Ujjayi, exhale through the nose. Good. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, walk your feet up to your hands and hang in the ragdoll form of forward folding. You can widen your feet and bend your knees. You're welcome to grab for opposite elbow with opposite hand. You might sway from side to side. You're always welcome to flip the palms up or to take alternative grips, like interweaving your fingers at the base of your spine to drop your wrists forward and down, or interweaving your fingers at the base of your skull. It might be very bent kneed, it might be very loose or hangy, it might feel a little more tensile or tight for you. Try to find a place where you're balancing structure with ease. I think the same thing with depth. Like depth is always a balance. Where are you inside of it? Do you have to fight to get there? Is there a kind path? Next exhale or two, drop your arms out of any chosen grip. Let's inhale to halfway lift. Roll your heart forward. Feel free to bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Hang down deeply. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Unroll your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Soften your knees and step your left foot to the back of your mat into a long, low lunge. All 10 toes facing forward. You're always welcome to tent to the fingertips or put your hands on blocks if you like to, just like that. If you don't have blocks around, 2 pieces of furniture nearby works too. Inhale, cow lunge. Dip your back knee down, lift your heart up, open your throat. Exhale to cat lunge, straightening both legs. Round your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, cow lunge, bend your front knee, let your pelvis get heavy. Exhale, cat lunge, curl in. Knees are straightening. That doesn't mean they need to be all the way straight. And continue with your breath back and forth through these 2 extremes. Some folks take it down to this lower version, and you're always welcome to do that with your knee on the earth. You can always linger or pause anywhere along the way that you like. Give yourself time. And if it's available to really work your chin towards your throat and stimulate into your lymphatic system a little bit, work into your glandular immunity, and give yourself a little bit of permission to squish in that way. And the next time your front knee is bent, pause in the low lunge position. Plant your hands on the mat and step your right foot back to meet your left foot, plank pose. Take an inhale to shift forward and exhale, chaturanga. You can lower all the way down this time, tops of your feet down. Inhale, cobra. Bhujangasana. Exhale, bring your chin or forehead down and curl your toes. Inhale from knees or toes, plank pose. Exhale, down dog, tail high, heels low, and breathe. Connect your thumbs and your index fingers into the ground by pressing, and reach through your shoulders and extending through your lower back, through the middle of your back rib cage. Let your spine try to expand towards the sky via your pelvis and your tail. Good. Take an inhale to lift your right leg up, one-footed dog pose. And exhale to scorpion the dog. Open your hip and bend your knee to breathe. First time here, you're welcome to hang your leg. You might twinkle the toes or roll the ankle. You know, a lot of movement is for you, do it. Try to stay stable in your hands, even if your shoulders are doing different things or in a different shape. Inhale, straighten and reach your right leg high back and long. And exhale, your right knee towards your nose, your chin towards your chest, your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. And you can grab it and draw it up. Tent to the fingertips once more. Inhale like cow lunge, gaze forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat with one or many steps. Left foot meets the right foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your spine. Exhale, forward fold, hang deeply. Soften your knees and step your right foot back to the back of the mat, a long, low lunge. And again, you can tent up onto your fingertips. You're welcome to utilize blocks or to even go up onto the knee if that's a better spot for you. Inhale, cow lunge, dip your back knee, lift your heart up. Exhale to cat lunge, straightening both legs, tuck your chin and round in, and follow your breath through these two extremes, inhaling to open the front seam and exhaling to round in. Perhaps you can let your hands do a little bit less and try to initiate action from your legs, letting this be a lower body action. Perhaps you can let your head come along for the ride, like the ball at the end of a chain or the buoy at the end of the tether, as opposed to being always the leader in every action. Notice what your guts and your lower body have to tell you. The next time you're in a long, low lunge, pause in that lunge position and plant your hands on the mat and step your left foot back to meet your right foot. Plank pose and pause. So you can always take plank from your knees. You're always welcome to use your forearms, blocks, or fists for wrist and elbow issues. You're always welcome to skip any vinyasas. You can head back to down dog, hang in table, hang in child's pose. You can do different variations as you know them. And make sure you're breathing, that there's agency and kindness with you. For whole kid and caboodle, inhale, shift forward, exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Pull your heart up between straightening arms, tops of the feet and hands press down. Exhale, down dog. Curl your toes. Tail high, heels low. Breathe in and out through your nose. Adho Mukha Svanasana, Ujjayi Pranayama. Into your back ribs, into your side ribs, breathing. Let every exhale really go. And remember finding that access to transformation in every single moment of now, of the breath that's happening right now. Inhale your left leg up when you're ready, one-footed dog. Exhale, scorpion. Open the left hip, bend the knee, and breathe. Yeah, you might tickle things in your household with your toes. Press into your hands equally. It might be the same movements from the other side. It might be different actions. And as you find extension or space in the lifted leg, make sure there's still support, stability in your standing leg. Inhale, straighten and reach, left leg back and long. Exhale, your left knee to your nose, your chin to your chest. Pause. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot up, grab it and pull it up as needed. Tent to your fingertips, curl through your heart. Inhale, look forward. And exhale with one or many steps. Come up to the top of your mat and hang in forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet out hips distance for Padangusthasana, the big toe holding pose. Take two peace sign fingers around each big toe. Inhale, unroll like a halfway lift. And exhale, folding. Bend your elbows and pull yourself in and down. Round your spine if you like. Bend your knees as much as feels good for you, as much as puts you in that place where you feel stable. Inhale like a halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips low for Utkatasana, the fierce pose. Inhale your arms up, reaching upward. Yeah, and as you rock your weight back and down into your heels, continue to breathe. Arms are really counterbalancing the pelvis and the lower body. So if up is a lot, you can widen the arms or take them more out in front or to a hand gesture to remove the action altogether. Flare the tail and rock your knees back, your heels back, so that you're working towards that grounded counterbalance, just like down dog to a degree, flipped upward. Take another big free inhale in. Exhale, forward fold, dive over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, fold, soften your knees and step your left foot back, long, low lunge. Good. Tent to the fingertips. You can bring your left hand down on the earth or a block and inhale your right arm up, twist to the right and revolve. You can keep the back knee lifted or you're welcome to lower the back knee down to the earth. There's different ways of working with the body. You also have options with the pelvis. You might let your pelvis keep rolling in the same direction your face is, or you might turn it in the opposite direction by lifting your left hip up so you have some resistance as you turn from the center of your body. If looking up is too much in your neck, hang your head down. Otherwise, gaze up over your top fingertips. Take an inhale, roll open, and exhale, two hands down. Frame your right foot. Plant the hands. Inhale, plank pose, step back. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Inhale, up dog or an alternative. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, breathing, lift your right leg up, one-footed dog. Exhale, scorpion dog, open the hip and bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the leg and reach it back. And exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot forward between your hands. All 10 toes face forward. Good. Inhale, look forward and prepare. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Utkatasana, bend your knees, sink your hips, inhale, arms forward or up. Exhale, Dikasana, arms like airplane wings, hands back by the hips. Spin your palms down, but rotate your heart and collarbones forward and up. Inhale, Utkatasana, take the arms forward or out to go up. And exhale, forward fold, dive down. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll the heart. Exhale, fold and step your right foot back, long, low lunge. Again, you're welcome to put hands up on blocks, tent up onto the fingertips as need be. And plant your right hand down and inhale your left arm up. So revolving to your left. And again, you're always welcome to take the back knee down, a different variation. You're always welcome to sort of roll your pelvis the same way you're going, or to do the opposite, to lift your right hip up. Steady your heel on the ground on your left leg. And try to soften any grabbing in your toes. Look up if the neck allows. Inhale, roll open. And exhale, two hands down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Inhale, upward dog or choose cobra from the belly. Exhale to make your way back. Downward facing dog pose. Inhale in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, HA. Good. Inhale in through the nose again. Like a lion, HA. In through your mouth like through a straw. Out through your nose, Ujjayi Pranayama. In through your nose, Ujjayi. Out through your nose, Ujjayi. Inhale, your left leg rises, one-footed dog. Exhale, scorpion, open the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten and reach, lift the leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot forward between your hands. Inhale, look forward, prepare. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet out, hips distance. Take your hands behind your back and interweave your fingers at your tail and let your wrists drift forward and down. You might hang your wrists on the curve of your lower back and just relax your shoulders. That can feel good. You might soften the grip of your hands. You might bend your elbows a little bit. If you're a very flexible elbow person, sometimes it can be interesting to turn the palms open and see how far it goes without the elbow. Take another inhale. Slowly bring your hands towards your tail. Exhale to separate your hands and let them slide down your outer legs to hang towards the earth. Inhale, half lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, bend your left knee. Put your left hand down on the earth or maybe bump it up onto a prop or a book. And inhale your right arm up, twist to the right. Now you might bend both knees. Sometimes that feels really nice, even if you don't have to. You might straighten your right leg and let your pelvis kind of turn with you. You can take your top hand, if you wish, behind your back, like you're reaching for your inner thigh. Rotate your heart to the right. Take an inhale. And exhale, switch. Bend your right knee, right hand down, earth blocker to hang. Inhale your left arm up, revolve to the left. And again, you might be bending both knees. I like to, especially if it gives you the ability to let your lower back get a little softer. As you rotate up and open, again, let your neck be intuitive. Sometimes hanging the head is really what we need. Let that be true if it is. Another inhale, look up, roll open. Exhale, forward fold, hang down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Utkatasana, bend your knees, sink your hips down, and inhale your arms up, reaching upward. Exhale, stand all the way up and release your arms down. I think you're probably going to lose our heads, but I think it's worth it. Good. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. And exhale, flip your left palm up, grab your left wrist with your right hand, looks like this. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale over to the right. Press your pelvis to the left, side body bending. Press your feet down, and keep lifting your heart up so it's always balanced on both sides. Inhale, rise to center, switch your grip. And exhale, side bend over to the left-hand side. Press your pelvis over to the right. Keep your chest tall, your breath smooth, or at least that's the idea. We practice for it anyway. Inhale, rise up, reach both arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms to back bend. Pull your shoulder blades down, lift your heart up. Inhale the arms up, reaching upward. And exhale, slow, forward fold. You can dive down. Feel free to bend your knees. Draw your navel back on the way. Hang your head at the bottom. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, fold and step your left foot back. Good, all 10 toes face forward. Inhale to high lunge, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. You can rise up or climb up your right knee. Arms frame the face. Exhale by exhale, settle your body weight forward and down into your front heel. And while your back heel is kicking back, like if I were to put my hand here on Tony's heel, I would feel it kicking back. He's driving his left thigh bone forward into the socket of his hip. Yeah, because there's no floor under this heel, but there's floor under that one. Take an inhale to stretch upward. And exhale, open twist to the right. Bring your right arm behind you, face the window in this case, and your left arm forward. And again, you might let your left hip come forward. You might work a little more left hip back and right hip forward to stay settled in the bend of your front right knee. And listen to your joints. It doesn't have to look like any particular thing for it to be effective in your body. Inhale back through crescent lunge. Take both arms up, reaching upward. And exhale, hands down, frame your right foot. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward and fold. Yes, we've taken an element out. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Soften your knees and step your right foot back, long, low lunge. Good, all 10 toes face forward. Inhale, rise to high lunge, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. And again, exhale to settle into the front heel. Sometimes wider stance between the feet from right to left is helpful. Sometimes narrow stance, if you're really flexible in your hips, is a good place to create stability, a challenge on purpose. It's all right for there to be a little bend in your lower back. Support it with Uddiyana Bandha. Gather your navel back and up towards your spine and the floor of your pelvis up as well, Uddiyana Bandha. Take another inhale to stretch up. And exhale, open twist to the left. So right arm forward and left arm back. And you might turn your palms up or rotate your biceps up. Commit to bending into your front knee and staying low in your hips as an oppositional action to how far you're twisting your body. Now allow your shoulders to move down towards your middle back, but they're not the arbiters or the beginners of your twisting action. Inhale back and up through crescent lunge, reach up, turn your face and your shoulders forward, and exhale, two hands down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward and fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, hands down, step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or an alternative. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. All right, here goes. We're gonna flow. A lot of the shapes will be familiar. Let yourself find your own flowing action. I'm gonna try to flow with you to keep it nice and fair, but if you need to pause and take a little water, or move a cat, or take a few extra breaths, this is a good time to do it. This is like the sneaky, I don't usually build in breaks, but if you need a break, go ahead and take one. That's always true. Take it whenever. All right, from downward facing dog pose. Inhale, lift your right leg up, one-footed dog. Exhale, scorpion dog, open the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten your leg, reach it high. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, one-footed dog, reach your leg high. Good. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward, right foot between the hands. Good. Inhale, rise. High lunge, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, open twist to the right. Right arm back, left arm forward. And here's our bonus for this moment. Inhale back through crescent lunge. And exhale to warrior two. Open up to the side. All right. Inhale, reach through your arms. And in your exhale, wrap your left elbow under your right. You can hug for your shoulders, or you can take the eagle arms. Inhale, pull your elbows up. Listen, exhale, side angle with eagle arms. Just lean over your right leg. Now, if it's too much, you can also turn in this direction, put your elbow down, release the whole thing. Right? Otherwise, try to find stability in your legs. Good. Take another inhale. And let's all exhale to open the arms into side angle. So you can bring elbow onto knee or arm inside or outside the leg. You can take your left arm up or over and turn your gaze up and breathe. If you'd like, you're always welcome to work into half binding, taking the top arm behind the back to thread or reach underneath. Another alternative that starts to wear you out is just to bring your back knee down and turn your back toes back behind you so you're in a lower form of your stance. Good. Take an exhale where you are. Inhale, rise up. Let's reverse the warrior. Take your right arm up and back, left arm down the back leg, maybe gazing upward. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Bring your left hand inside your right foot, spin your left heel up, and inhale your right arm up. Revolve your low lunge. Take another big in breath in. Exhale, two hands down. Inhale, look forward. And on your exhale, plug into your right heel. Inhale, standing L or split. Kick the sky with your left foot. Exhale by exhale, face towards leg. If you like to practice handstands here and you have safe, you're not going to take out a child or an animal, feel free to go ahead. Otherwise, fold in and extend two heels away from one another. Breathing for 3. 2 feet down and together in 2. Forward fold at the top of your mat in 1. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees for Utkatasana, hips low. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Weight in your left heel. Hang your right ankle over your left knee thigh, figure 4. Stick your tail out and sit your hips down. I like to bring one hand to the knee and one hand to the ankle so I have something to lift my heart up and away from. You're always welcome if you're like, oh, I know an arm balance or a twist or a thing you want to do. Please feel free to get at whatever makes sense for you. Take another inhale. And on your exhale, slowly, let's stand up and try to hang your right knee in front of your right hip. You can bring hands to hips, hands to heart center, arms out long in front. Bend your right knee at 90 degrees and hang it right in front of your hip socket. Good. Take a big free inhale. And on your exhale, slowly bend your left knee and step your right foot all the way back. Tony, go ahead. I'm going to wait until you've done it so that I can turn without hitting you into this lunge with your left foot forward. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, reaching upward. You can cactus the arms to back bend or just reach back if you wish. Lift your heart up, hang your head back, Strong in your back leg, plugging your right thigh bone forward. Inhale, arms up, reaching upward. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down. Sphinx pose, come up onto your elbows. My dog's about to walk through the shot. She loves all of you. There we go. All right. Lift your heart up and pull your shoulders down. I'm just going to put some pressure into the lower back on purpose. So this might be enough. Lower down like Tony is doing might also be enough. If you get pressure there, that's good. You can stay there. If you're looking for a little more, start to bend your knees and bring your toes towards your tail. You can keep tucking your tail and applying Mula and Uddiyana Bandha if you like. It'll protect you from over compressing. If you want a little more, you might replace your elbows with your hands and lift them up. Oakland. Nobody needs to learn how to be a dog right now. Go lay down. Take another inhale and lift your heart up. Good. And exhale. Bring your upper body all the way down from Sphinx pose. Bring your legs all the way down. Curl your toes under and inhale up through plank or table. And we'll exhale slowly back to downward dog pose. Spin your tail high and your heels low. And take a couple of breaths in and out through your nose. It's just unavoidable. Thank you so much for being patient with me and my dogs and their love of me and you. We're going to keep doing yoga and give her no attention, and she'll probably just go lay down. Inhale, take your left leg up, one-footed dog pose. And on your exhale, scorpion dog, open your hip and bend your knee. Inhale, straighten your leg and reach it back. And exhale, your left knee to your nose, chin to your chest, shoulders over your wrists. Good. Inhale, one-footed dog, reach your leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, step forward with your left foot between your hands. Good. All 10 toes face forward. Inhale to rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge. Anjaneyasana, reach your arms up overhead. Good, and exhale, open twist to the left, left arm back, right arm forward. Good. Inhale through neutral, both arms up. And exhale to warrior two, open it out wide and take a little time, bend in and out of your front knee. I'm going to turn around a little bit so you can see all the angles of the thing, I suppose, and give yourself a little stability as you find that work. Good. Inhale, reach through your arms, and on your exhale, wrap your right elbow under your left, the eagle arms, or hug for your shoulders. Inhale, lift your elbows up, and slowly exhale, side angle by leaning over your left leg. Now, right away, if it's too much to keep the arms wrapped, don't. And also send the fingertips out long, plug your back heel down, use it as an extension tactic. Breathing, and choose to turn more down and in, revolving with the arms instead. All right, next couple of exhales, release it out and open into side angle. So it could be elbow to knee, it might be arm inside or outside, it might be right arm up or over the ear. And always put a block or a stack of books or a good sturdy stool underneath your hand. You're welcome to take your top arm behind your back and to work into binding or half binding for you. 3 more rounds of breath in side angle pose. Good. Exhale into your heels and inhale to reverse your warrior. Pick it up. Reach your left arm up and back. Slide your right hand down your right leg. And exhale slow. Bring your hands to the earth. Spin your right down. Keep facing the other way. Right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Twist to the left. Low lunge twist. Gaze up. Good. Breathe. I'm facing the other way on purpose. All right. We got it. All right. Take another big free inhale to revolve and rotate. And exhale, 2 hands down. Frame your left foot. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, settle your left heel. Inhale, standing L or split, kick the sky with your right foot, and exhale by exhale, bring your face towards your leg, breathing. And again, if you have a practice of kicking up into handstands safely here and you want to, you're welcome to do those little hop kicks up, especially if you won't create chaos in your household by doing it, feel free. But make sure you're being kind to yourself. Handstands aren't going to make you cooler or better, anything like that. Good. In fact, usually they make people like you less. Take another big free inhale in and use an exhale to land your right foot next to your left foot. Hang in forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, folding deeply. Bend your knees. Inhale, fierce pose, Utkatasana. Some folks call it chair. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, prayer position. Stand on your right foot and hang your left ankle over your right knee thigh for figure 4. Be here for about 5 or 6 breaths. You're welcome to press hands into ankle and knee to lift the heart up. Some of us like to fold down or take Alavasana or turn to twist or arm balance. Feel free to do those things. All the options are there for you. Listen to the sensations of your breath. Notice how things are right now, how they really are for you. And slowly, next couple of inhales, hands to heart center, stand up and unhook the ankle so you can hang your left knee in front of your hip. Press into your right foot and just feel the strength of your leg on the ground holding you. Feel the strength of your breath drawing in and out. Next couple of exhales, begin to bend your standing right knee and step your left foot all the way back into a low lunge position. And we'll let the arms come, hands to heart center. Finding my balance here to lift up. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, gazing upward. And exhale by exhale, you're welcome to cactus the arms to back bend, or if you have it in your body to reach up and reach back and it feels good, feel free. Stabilize with your back leg and your right front heel. Good. Inhale, draw to center. Lift your head forward, your arms up, and exhale your hands down. Step back, plank pose, and lower all the way down. Option for cobra. Inhale, lift your heart up and stay there. Option for locust. Inhale, lift your legs up and stay there. Breathing for 5 breaths. Option for bow, to bend your knees and reach for your heels or your ankles, and inhale to kick up. 5 breaths in backward bending. Find the compassionate, powerful choice for you. Good, and slowly, next few exhales, release all the way down. Hands under shoulders as you're ready, from knees or toes. Inhale, press yourself up. And exhale to down dog, curl your toes, tail high, heels low. Move up and back and forth, high and low. Breathe in and out through your nose. All right, take an inhale, look forward, and exhale to a seat between your hands. Do a little hip and shoulder address before we lay down. Probably run over by about 5-10 minutes. So if you need to rest, you can roll on down and do it now, relatively ready. Bring the soles of your feet together and the soles of your knees sort of wide and open. You can bring your hands onto your feet and inhale to lift your heart up. Exhale to fold forward. When you can fold no further, feel free to hang your head, round yourself down. Yeah, I know. Lay down, children. And then slowly round yourself up, one bone at a time. Drag your head, drag your fingertips And we'll do one more forward fold. So you have option to take your legs out long in front for the west stretch, Paschimottanasana. You can be active or passive. You're also welcome to choose the wide angle stretch, Upavishta Konasana, taking the feet wide, in which case you might stay upright, rolling your pelvis forward. You might come forward and down. Hang your head and breathe. And slowly, as you're ready, roll yourself up. And again, if you just got there, give yourself a couple of extra breaths. I'm not sure how many seconds behind all of our lag is, etc. You can use your hands to draw your knees up and together. And if you need to, you might walk forward your butt cheeks one at a time in your space so you have room behind you. And when you're ready, start to roll down onto your back all the way. Once you're all the way down onto your back, you can gather your knees into your chest and give yourself a squeeze. Feel free to rock and roll from side to side and back and forth and around and around. From here, if you'd like to move into twisting, you're welcome to drop your legs to one side. You are welcome to hang out in happy baby, to move into other safe finishing postures like back bending, in Setuban Sarvangasana, the shoulder bridge, or in Urdhva Dhanurasana, the upward bow or wheel. Some of you might take Halasana, the plow pose, or have a safe shoulder stand practice. If you're close to a wall, you might take legs up the wall to finish, or even to be in for resting. But we are winding towards rest. So whatever it is you need to complete your practice, the sound of my thirsty dogs drinking their water, if you hear it, and they should be done in just a minute, be able to all rest. And you're welcome to head into resting a little bit earlier. I suggest doing a little bit of wiggle practice. If you find it's hard to settle down, you might try contracting the muscles of your feet and legs, and then contracting the muscles of your thighs and hips, and tensing to then experience release. You might hold for 3 or 4 counts and then release and rest. And you might go up the body through your abdominal muscles and your glutes, through your shoulders, through your chest, down through your arms in that same way. And it might be tensing and releasing. It might all just be wiggling, right? Letting yourself move a little bit. It can be fun to bounce from your heels by pointing and flexing your feet while your heels are on the ground lying on your back. If you're finishing up finishing posture, if you're doing inversion or action, please take your time. When you're ready to rest, allow yourself to lie down in any resting form that feels good for you. You can rest on your back in the corpse mudra. You can rest on your side or your belly. You can take a meditation seat if you like. Whatever's going to be sustainable for a couple of minutes. And then let yourself close your eyes. We'll rest for a few minutes, and as usual, I'll call you up and out with a little bit of a closing chant and a finishing action. If you know you need to just sort of take a long time to rest, you might just take the time to, mute now and let yourself do that, and let yourself have that time. And otherwise, I might offer that sometimes when we allow ourselves to turn towards the great nothing, a lot of other things come in to fill it. And so as you allow yourself to rest, in the ease of the body and the action of gravity, you might let your eyes close or look at one soft spot. You might give yourself permission to do any last wiggles or fidgets or movements so that after that, you can settle down into relative neutral. There isn't much more to do. Give over any control you still have of your ujjayi breath to your body. Let your body have its own sort of state of breathing. Let it have its own regulation, even if at first it's a little held or choppy. And pay attention perhaps to the heart beating in your chest and the blood moving in your veins. Pay attention to the steady and subtle I amness. When the time comes to call you up and out, I'll call you up and out. Until then, practice ease and space, kindness and stillness, awareness and surrender. Stop, stop. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasti Navadi Tamastu Mavit Vashavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Very slowly, begin to return your awareness to your felt sense in the here and now. If you discern you need to stay and rest, that that's what you need to heal yourself, take that revolutionary action and do. The time has come for you to return to the karmic stream of action. Draw yourself and your awareness towards your natural and organic breath and observe it as it rises and falls. When you decide to return, when the timeline emerges towards action, begin here with the breath. Ask it to be a little longer and slower at first and deeper, breathing yourself back into waking awareness. You can ride the breath into any kind movements you like in the body, anything intuitive, maybe small things like running your tongue over your teeth or scrunching and spreading your face, moving your fingers around and your toes. Take your time and move in any way you like as you slowly return. The next 3 or 5 rounds of slow, deep breaths. Pick an exhale to draw your knees into your chest. You might stay there for a few breaths even before picking another exhale to roll onto your favorite side. And when you get onto your side, pause in the side body in the fetal position with your legs in, your head resting on an arm or a hand to proper the earth. You might roll to the left, a lunar reflective choice, or to the right, a solar responsive choice. And pay attention to the timeline that is greater than you. You might consider yourself in that sort of large context of what is, maybe all the way back to before the Big Bang, where everything was one and then became the many. And you might consider how that led up to our galaxy and solar system and planet, the evolutionary context required for you to be here. You might pay attention to your own ancestry, the fact that you are the ancestors of what is to come and the ancestors of the land you're on, here, the Duwamish Salus land that we occupy. You might consider teachers of all kinds, knowledge of all lineages that has came before unto you. You might consider the communities and collaborators that have witnessed and supported you, the difficulties and obstacles that have strengthened and refined you, and your own willingness to be in process, to turn towards what is inside of this context of empowerment and peace. When you're ready, use your top hand to slowly press yourself up into a seat, and we'll seal in our practice together. As you transition, that chant is another chant in the lineage of Krishnamacharya. Its overarching meaning, we always lose a little when we translate from Sanskrit to English, but may we together be protected. May we together know joy. May our work towards the betterment of all humankind be brilliant and effective. May we not fight, hate, or dispute with one another. And through these efforts, may we know and understand cosmic and universal peace. If you wish, you can fold your hands in the Anjali Mudra, knowing that things that seem desperate or disparate or separate, and also maybe desperate, come together at center and they meet. We understand that reconciliation, not so much with the rationale of the mind, but instead with the unending and spacious compassion that lies in the unification of the heart. Thank you for your time, your energy, your effort. If you wish, you can bring your thumbs to the third eye, acknowledging the work of the mind must find a way to bow and understand the workings of the body and the heart. If you wish, you can bow to yourself, seal in your practice. Thank you for being here. My dogs are, of course, doing the things that dogs do. If you're still resting, etc., please do take your time. I'm gonna pause action of recording here now.